This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. Before we hit the road, let me welcome my traveling partners, the only two that you want to travel around this state with. Java Chapman and Kamel King.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Woo, Bailey.
I know, we're here. How was your week?
It's been fine. Just been recouping and trying to get back, but we have some wonderful things going on at Visit, so
Really?
keeping up with all of that.
Yay. Well, good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Java, how was yours?
Well, I was just about to comment on Camille not having the cast, but I still see the little sleeve over there.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
he's been
I
fighting.
still can't type,
He
Jaffa.
still can't send an email.
Still, emails are not
You know
possible
how he
right
got into
now.
this mess. He was fighting somebody.
You know that's
I'm
right.
playing.
You know I'm with the fisticuffs.
With the fisticuffs.
Twitter fingers turned to trigger.
Trigger fingers. Hello. You are nuts.
Listen, it is.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
Your hair is wonderful.
Thanks. I say this to everybody
Look,
who's
looking Jamaican,
who
man.
says this. I say this to everybody who says this. I'm like, listen, it's for the fall. It's every fall color that you can think of
Yes.
that I threw in there.
Nice.
So thank you.
Wonderful,
Thank you. Thank you.
wonderful.
I'm trying to start this season off right.
You doing that?
I'm trying to get it started off right. Oh, guess what happened after my costume last week?
The Hot Wheels
Yes.
costume.
I won Best Original Costume.
Oh, I bet.
I got a medal and everything for it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So I had to
It
tell
was
you.
genius.
I had to tell you.
I know you got that off TikTok, Etsy, or something, because that was a stroke of genius. And
No.
you really came up with that.
Literally, I was going to be a spare tire. That's what I started out as. I was going to be the post that sits in the back of your car and you unspin the little thing off the top.
How are you going to put that together?
Well, I was gonna like do silver all over, like be the silver post, and then I went to Ross, where all dreams happen. And while I was there, that's when I found the flame
on a budget.
right, the
Not
flame
Ross.
bodysuit for get this $4.99.
No way.
Yes, way.
No way.
Yeah, so the whole outfit cost me $15.
Well, let me tell you something. Nobody got Hot Wheels, which you was genius, but absolutely no one would have gotten a spare tire.
Right.
And you're so much better than a spare tire. Okay?
Let me tell you, but those spare tires come in handy in
What?
clutch. In the clutch.
Yes.
In the clutch.
Don't get pulled. Don't have a blowout in no spare tire.
Right.
You're in trouble.
Right. Listen, I want to go ahead and acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Me?
No,
How dare you?
You are so silly.
How dare you?
So silly. I want to pay tribute to a really, really great man that we happened to lose within this week. And that was none other than Quincy Delight Jones Jr. Quincy Jones passed. Iconic to music. There would probably be no pop music if it wasn't for Quincy Jones. I'm talking about any of the greatest hits that you love, more than likely, were either penned by that man, produced by that man. There was probably a sprinkle on top by him. And one of those great songs, which I found out the other day, had a backstory to it. It's Michael Jackson's "Don't Stop Till You Get It Up." So I hit that. You heard that? I hit that note. You heard that, Java?
No, I was just making sure we didn't get any flags. Copywritten, because it was so on point.
3 seconds.
It was so on point. They would have thought I was playing the song.
I know, it's
Always business with Java.
3 seconds.
In 3 seconds, it costs a lot now.
Yeah.
We got this man right here. He's gonna help us. Come out.
I will. On payroll.
You're right. You're right.
Currently on Visit Mississippi
But here's the
payroll.
backstory. So Michael Jackson had asked Quincy Jones to remove the violins in the intro of "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." And Quincy told him no. And they went back and forth with it, and Quincy won. So when you listen to the beginning of "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," try to imagine it without the violins.
I cannot.
And if you can't, then that's Quincy Jones' magic.
The genius of a real producer.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was having this conversation, and not to get off subject with him, but with Mr. Frascona, and the difference between a beat maker and a producer. And me and my dad were having this conversation. World difference apart.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who's a beat maker can sit in, with all Pro Tools or band, whatever, and create something that sonically is pleasing.
Right.
But it is nothing compared to somebody who goes in the studio and can control musicians and think of the genius things that should go in songs, read music and the whole nine, whole different discipline.
Come on. A shout out to all the heavy producers out there.
That's right.
Shout out to all of those producers. 1933 to 2024 at age 91.
God bless him.
We lost him, but we did not lose him for sure because, 28 Grammy Awards he won, a Primetime Emmy Award, a Tony Award, Academy Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. He was an EGOT. He was almost an EGOT. Yeah, he was an EGOT. His legend will live on forever and ever. So shout out to everybody, Quincy Jones, Rashida Jones, all the children and everybody. It was great to have known of him, and I'm glad I was in the time to.
For all he did for music abroad.
That's right.
Man.
That's right. Listen, let's show our appreciation for some other people in our first segment right now. For our first stop, we're showing our full appreciation at the Gulf Coast Veterans Association's second annual Veterans Day Parade. That's happening Saturday, November the 9th in Pass Christian. And in with us again this year is the president of the Gulf Coast Veterans Association. My favorite name, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Moises Espinal.
Moses!
Moses is here, and I can see Moses right now. And I'm so excited that Moses is here to tell us all about this year's event. Moses, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys inviting me back.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on with us today, Moses. Moses, let's talk a little bit about, of course, your passion for veterans. I want to get that started off right off the bat because, we've talked about it last year. My mother is a veteran, and I have such an affinity for them. And I want you to talk about your passion for it as well.
Yeah, so again, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for getting our organization out there. As a veteran myself, I believe that our nation should be doing more to celebrate what our veterans do, both in active duty and off active duty, right? And here on the Gulf Coast, we have a fairly large veteran population and active duty population too, and with that amount of service members down here, you would think that the coastal community would be exploding with veteran-related events, right? And that is not necessarily the case. So our organization was formed to help the community, right, recognize what these service members do, both, again, during wartime and peacetime. And I think overall we've done an incredible job so far at bringing the community together to recognize these men and women.
That's right.
Moses, what would you say is the biggest misconception that us as Americans have that veterans, active and retired, get or have help with, but there really is a disparity in that area?
So I think one of the biggest area that there is a lack of resources in would be the mental health issue, right? And I don't think that's just so much a veteran active duty thing. I think it's a national problem, and it's definitely a problem here in the state of Mississippi, right? I know the government does try to allocate these resources to help veterans readjust or deal with these mental issues, but I don't think we do enough, right? And I think one of the biggest issues is these folks, right? They go in, they have this structured routine in the military, and then they get separated, right? And it is a complete 360 from what they were doing before, right? Or a 180, I'm sorry. And the readjustment factor just isn't there. And at the local level, right, I don't think the local governments are doing enough to kind of get these guys back into society, right? So our organization, we host a couple of, aside from the parade, we host a couple of events throughout the year where we aim at, one, getting resources to these veterans, right? Connecting them to the VA, getting them to file for their VA compensation, and then other events to where we are, as a community gathering, to celebrate not only what they have done in the past while they're in service, but how they're still contributing to society today. I think at the end of the day, it adds value to what they did, right? It allows the community to see that they're out there, and then it gets them to network with other veterans that may be in a similar situation with them, in a similar situation as they are, and overall, which helps which helps them get together, you know?
Yeah. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. And one of the things of trying to get them together is during events like this, the Gulf Coast Veterans Association's Veterans Day Parade. Moses, talk about last year's parade and what you hope for this year.
So last year's parade, you know, it was our first one, and with the first parade, you never know if it's going to be a flop or if it's going to be a success, right?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be an amazing
I'm
success.
looking at it. We've got the photos rolling. I'm looking at it.
It turned out to be an amazing success. And so so much so that the Veterans Affairs, they have a National Veterans Day Committee. Our parade went so well that they gave us the honor of being a VA recognized regional Veterans Day observance site.
Come on.
Beautiful.
Which there's only 2 in Mississippi, right? So it's a great honor to have received that recognition from the National Veterans Day Committee. And it only helps us, the recognition only helps us grow even more, right? So last year we had roughly, I believe, close to like 300 or so active duty units and veterans and civic organizations marching in it. This year we're looking at doubling that, so closer to like 500 is the goal. We're actually working on the staging right now, and again, the hope is to eventually grow this to be one of the largest Veterans Day parade in the state of Mississippi, where veterans not only from the coastal communities are coming down here to celebrate with us, but throughout the state and the other coastal states.
Well, let me tell you, Moses, you've got Next Stop Mississippi on your bandwagon.
Yes, indeed.
You've got us on the bandwagon.
And Moses, I gotta give you kudos, off the subject for, when you corrected and said a 360 and then you said 180. I was like, I knew I liked that dude, because when people say a 360, in my mind,
a total
I'm like,
change.
oh God, you're right back to where you started. Don't say it, Camille. Don't say it. But but seriously, Jermaine and Moses, I make it a point of when I see a veteran or active duty and say, thank you for what you did or what you are doing for our country, whether it's on the plane or in a restaurant. And what's amazing is 2 things: how endearing I could see that they feel when it's coming from a sincere place.
Right.
And 2, how surprised they are. And what is surprising to me is how surprised they are, And so I think more of us should be more bold about walking up to veterans and active duty military and giving their thanks. So thank you for what you're doing, Moses, because it's obviously a success because they're getting a big old thanks with your parade.
That's right.
Yes, sir. And with that, so we've had various Veterans Day breakfasts across the coast that we've been helping with, and one of the subjects that we did touch on was what that "thank you for your service" mean, right? And I think for the longest time it kind of became a cliche, right? It's like, oh, thank you for your service. You say, what? How do you respond to that, right?
Yeah.
So what we're working on is having the public know, it's like, hey, what are you thanking them for, right? At the end of the day, we want to thank them, not so much for their service, because sure, right, it's a job, but what we want to thank them for is really, hey, thank you for the time that you're spending away from your family. Thank you for the burden that you're putting on your body. Thank you for signing that dotted line, which means at any point when our nation calls, you could be asked to commit the ultimate sacrifice, right? And thank you for the myriad of issues that are gonna come along with your service in the military, right? And when we put it in that perspective, that thank you for your service means a lot more than just a blank statement, And it's awesome, right? Because it goes both ways. You're acknowledging that the veterans are, the amount of stress that you put on your body and your mind and while in the service, it's tremendous, right?
Yeah.
And so we as a community appreciate what they're doing to themselves, right? For our security, for our nation.
You know, as a former dependent of a military veteran, you know, what I really love the most about thanking, one, veterans for their service, but two, when I get to say I was a dependent, and then we get to have a full conversation. You know how those go, Moses. You know, they figure out where were you stationed and things like that. And then we have to have a full convo. Now, me as a dependent, I know nothing about any ranks and things like that, but I listen respectfully and, you know, try to add where I can add in. But it's such a beautiful conversation. It's like, you know, kind of talking about the weather. If you have a connection, it's nice to talk with a veteran.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it is nice.
And we should take the opportunity to talk with them, right? There's so much history that these guys carry that is not written anywhere, right? And I think, you know, World War II was very, very documented, right? We know all about these big battles in the European theater and the Pacific theater.
Yeah.
Korea was kind of well documented. Vietnam was well documented. But these veterans that and even in Vietnam, right? Like these small hamlets and these small villages where these enormous firefights happened, right? The only place that those stories live on is with those veterans, right? So they are literally walking history.
Yeah.
And that history is dying, right? So if you do have the opportunity to talk to a veteran, pick their brains, tell them to tell you a cool story, and you'll be amazed at what they can tell you.
That's right. That's right. Now, speaking of, you did time in the service, didn't you?
I did.
And I have a photo of that. I don't know if anybody in the back can pull that photo. It's of Moses in his combat gear. But Moses, talk a little bit about that time, and of course, what everybody can expect. In addition to the parade, you've got food trucks and live music at War Memorial Park this year.
Yeah,
Look at Moses.
I know
holding that
Moses.
AR.
Look at Moses. Moses is
On
not
point.
playing. Yes.
I think my service in the Marine Corps was definitely one of the defining moments for me as a young adult. You know, I think it molded me to become the man that I am today. And the experience of serving my nation in combat is something that I wouldn't trade for the world. Definitely would not do again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade the experience for the world.
Yeah.
Because again, it has developed me into the person that I am today. The parade itself this year, again, we're kind of looking to double the amount of participants, and we are expanding the amount of units that we that are participating in the parade. And as we get more recognition, you know, I think it's going to become an even bigger thing. But overall, we're excited for everything that's going to take place tomorrow.
Awesome.
We have about the parade will finish off at the War Memorial Park in Pass Christian, and there we're going to have roughly 70 to 80 vendors set up selling different goods.
Yay.
We're going to have about a dozen food trucks, all ranging from hibachi to like Southern cuisine and everything in between. And then we're gonna have the all-nighters, which is a local band, and they're gonna be live there for between 11 a.m. to about 2:30 to 3 p.m. So it's gonna be a great opportunity to bring the kids out, to get the community together, and to again like honor and celebrate the sacrifices of these veterans and active duty folks.
I love how excited you are about this whole thing.
excited.
I see it.
I'm
I
super
see it.
excited.
When you said 80 vendors, you were like about to jump out of your
I
seat.
heard the 12 food trucks.
He was so, yeah, you did. That's what you heard. I love it.
From hibachi
That's what
to Southern cuisine.
For the food, you know, you put food out there and people come.
That's right. That's right. Moses, who can they call or where can they go to get more information about this year's Gulf Coast Veterans Association's Veterans Day Parade, the second annual Saturday, November the 9th, starting at 11 a.m.?
So, Jermaine, they can follow us on social media. Our tag is @GCVA, or if they type in the Gulf Coast Veterans Association, we're very active on social media. If they have any questions as far as entering the parade, they can give me a call. My phone number is 574-5395. I'm more than happy to talk with anyone and answer any questions that they may have and encourage as much participation as we can on this event.
Awesome. I love it, Moses. Thank you so much for bringing us all the action from downtown Pass Christian this year.
Thank you so much, Jermaine, for having me, and definitely appreciate what you guys do for our veterans in our community.
And I thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. It's time for us to take a break. Hold on tight. When we return, we're checking out what's happening around your neck of the woods. This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. You're listening to Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. I'm Jermaine Flood, in with my traveling partners, Java Chapman and Kamel King with Visit Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into some what's happening around your neck of the woods, but I want to know what's happening around Visit Mississippi's neck.
Oh, things are
The ones.
certainly happening.
What's going on with y'all over there, Kamel?
Yes, indeed. Well, even though I've been out, recouping from my little ordeal, our team is just so active, so much going on, and our trail systems are steadily growing.
Okay.
We have a Mississippi Freedom Trail unveiling going on actually in 30 minutes in Canton for Miss Flonzie Brown Wright.
Okay.
And if you've never heard of Miss Flonzie Brown Wright, she was elected election commissioner in Canton and was an American civil rights activist. And she actually was the first black woman to be elected into public office since in Mississippi since the Reconstruction era.
That's awesome.
So yes, she is getting her flowers
Wow.
today from the Freedom Trail. And then also we've got a Blues Trail marker coming up for our friend, our wonderful ambassador, Mr. Sip.
Yes.
Yes, our guy. And we can't wait to give him his November 30th.
Okay.
That's happening actually in his hometown of Macomb at the Palace Theater. It's happening at his second annual birthday bash, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's going to be wonderful. 7-time Grammy-nominated Williams Brothers going to be there. Bobby Rush is going to be there.
Oh, this is star-studded.
Yes, Grammy Award-winning Dexter Allen is going to be there. Canton Spirituals. So there will be an unveiling, and then after that will be his concert in the the Palace Theater.
Yeah.
And there are just wonderful people out there. So shout out to Miss Flonzie Brown Wright and to Mr. Sip, who are new additions to our trail system.
Congratulations to you both. And Mr. Sip knew what he was doing when he named himself.
Oh, man.
He knew what he was doing.
He's a branding genius.
I'm going to be the king of.
Right.
And
He's a branding genius.
That's what he got.
That's my guy right there.
Good stuff. That's good stuff. Thanks, visit Mississippi.
Most definitely.
Listen, here's some other good things happening around the Veterans Day neck of the woods. Pedal JC's Veterans Day Chili Cook-Off. Who doesn't love chili? That's happening tomorrow, 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. in Pedal, Mississippi. They say heat up your weekend at this one. It's open to the public. Just $5 per person covers your ticket to the chili extravaganza. And it's a flavorful journey as chefs battle it out for chili supremacy. Kamel, can you make chili?
I've never made chili, actually, but I love chili. Now everybody kind of likes their chili a different way. I'm going to tell you how I don't like mine. I don't like that runny, hot dog-ish chili. I like good, hearty chili with the beans. If you mix the beans up, you got me. You know, a little bit of meat.
You go
in
ground
there.
beef? Okay.
I'm a ground turkey guy, but I definitely take ground beef.
Okay,
You know, with a bean assortment. You know, make it a little spicy, but don't try to burn my esophagus out.
I like the bean assortment because it's just not one bean.
Love the bean assortment.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds good.
What
Look
about
at
you?
You can make chili.
What kind of chili person are you?
I'm a quick chili person because I ain't made none either.
Wolf chili out the can. We ain't eating that Java. What kind
I
of chili
stopped by
person
that
are you?
place with the red sign.
With the red. Is
Don't
no
say, I stopped
way.
by the place with the red sign.
No way. That is not real.
Java.
For chili?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to like a thick chili. Other than that, you're just eating chili flavored soup. You know what I mean? So it's got to have a little weight to it.
Right,
It
a little
does
weight
have to
to
have
it.
a little
A little
weight.
cheese on top. Little sour
running.
cream on
That's
top.
There we
right.
go.
They're
Yeah.
saying now, don't miss the chance to spice your day up and savor a variety of mouth-watering chilies. Bring your friends and bring your appetite and bring your Tums. They didn't write that. I said that.
Look, hashtag limited porta potties.
Bring your Tums, Pepto, whatever you need. Listen, here's what else is happening around your Veterans Day neck of the woods. It's the Veterans Day Program 2024 in Moss Point, Mississippi, honoring and celebrating our nation's heroes. You can join them for a heartfelt tribute to the brave men and women who have served our country with courage and dedication. This will feature an outdoor stage beautifully decorated with American flags, red, white, and blue banners, and patriotic decor. The event will include inspiring speeches, musical performances, and a ceremonial tribute to our veterans. Local veterans and their families will be recognized for their service and sacrifice. This serene setting with autumn leaves and a clear sky will provide a perfect backdrop for this day of remembrance and honoring. So mark your calendars. That's going to be Monday, actually, on Veterans Day in Moss Point, Mississippi.
Nice.
It's a good thing. All right, here's a event that I had to say because I've never said this city before on the show. So this is the 7th annual Hickory Pickin' Day event. That's happening tomorrow, 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. in Hickory, Mississippi.
Well, they got some good hickory.
Hickory something.
Hickory dock.
This probably smells amazing out there.
Amazing. Right.
This year, they are excited about this event. They will have a variety of kids' activities for families to enjoy. 100 plus indoor and outdoor vendors. There's food vendors, entertainment, and of course, the kids zone. So if you are interested in Hickory, or if you've never been to Hickory, the 7th annual Hickory Pickin' Day, like Hickory Dickory Dock. That's happening tomorrow, November the 9th. Here's one that I had to say because I love Lego.
You do.
Too
You
much.
do.
Too
This
much.
is an easy choice for the What's Happening pile.
Too
Easy
much.
choice.
You know when I see Lego. But listen to this. So this event is happening in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a little bit outside of our coverage area, but we do get a tick of Arkansas in our listenership area. But this is the Lego Holiday Snow Globe build. This is happening at the Barnes & Noble in Little Rock, Arkansas tomorrow, 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. But get this, attendees are receiving a Holiday Snow Globe mini build to put together. This is free.
Oh, man. How generous.
Your space is limited, so you got to reserve your child's spot.
Jermaine showing up solo. Yeah, I'm here for the Legos.
Right.
Oh, where's your child, ma'am?
I'm a child at heart.
You've got to reserve your child's spot, okay? Not my spot, but their spot.
Right.
One mini build per child in parentheses. But yeah, that's the Lego Holiday Snow Globe build in Little Rock, Arkansas. And here's what else is happening: the Wayne Sanderson Farm Wing Wars. We had a
I like this.
a hot wing. Look at them wings. Don't they look look good. We had a hot wing challenge. That's going to be the Wayne Sanderson Farm Wing Wars, Saturday, November 9th, 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. in Laurel, Mississippi. Taste test chicken wings from professional chefs and community cooks from across the region. This thrilling chicken wing cook-off invites culinary teams from both community and professional categories to compete head-to-head, cooking up the best wings using chicken provided by the sponsor, Wayne Sanderson Farms. This event captures the excitement of a classic football tailgate, complete with a large screen showing live games. It is game day, after all, they say. So that's a wing, not challenge, but a wing war for you. This is professional cooks, and you got to, vote on that.
Man, I love some wings. God damn it, I love some wings.
Yeah,
Tonight is wing night at my house, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, Friday nights is Wingstop night for Kennedy and I.
Okay.
We tearing them down. I can't wait.
You know what pairs
That's
well
all
with
right,
wings?
Yes.
You know what pairs real well with wings?
French fries.
Pizza,
What? There you go.
beer.
Hey.
We're getting close. We're getting close. Sweet tea. Sweet tea pairs well with wings.
Yes, it does, because they have the Sweet Tea Festival coming up in our
Thank you.
next segment.
Thank you,
love
Java.
sweet
Thank you,
tea.
Java.
I
Thank you.
love sweet
You
tea.
know what? When I say y'all be coming in the clutch,
I love sweet tea.
clutch come on.
Yes. Java.
Listen, it pairs really, really well. And you know what? I had a inkling today. I wanted to know who makes the best grocery store sweet tea in the South, right? Listen, you see that picture of that sweet tea? I wanted to know, though, who makes the best grocery store?
Now these
I know who's going to win.
This almost comes along the same lines as mayonnaise. Like these
Yeah,
are like
yeah.
sweet tea wars, mayonnaise wars. Okay,
So we're
It's just
calling
gonna be-
this, it's a long title. This challenge today is called the Who Makes the Best Grocery Store Sweet Tea in the South Challenge. And then we're picking between Marissa, come on in.
Uh-oh, you brought a ringer.
Marissa! Jermaine, you are.
Thirsty.
We are
you
thirsty.
are crazy.
We are thirsty.
Okay, so you gotta pick.
Java,
your
you've
straw
got to get one of each color.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, is
All
it
about
picking
that
right?
blue,
Come on.
baby.
Blue ones, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the pink ones.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
So you're giving me the right. Okay, I get 3 different colors. Okay, perfect. All right, don't sip it yet, Kamel. Did Kamel get all 3 of his?
Yes, and then here you go.
Oh, Java, you so nice. You came on in. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
then I
Synergy.
take this, so don't cheat.
Okay, I won't.
Thank you, Marissa.
These are the answers because I didn't want to know.
Listeners, do you know how much of a genius Jermaine Flood is with all of these concepts? Trust me, she doesn't check in with any of us.
No, I don't.
She just clears it with the boss man.
I didn't even clear it with him.
Oh, well, not even that.
I asked no permissions.
And just genius things get done. I
But
just show up,
thankfully,
guys.
she stays within the line.
I did
within the
stay
line.
within the line.
Thankfully, she stays within the line.
Okay, so listen, everyone. If you are watching us, we have 3 different sweet teas here
Yes.
from the grocery store.
From the grocery
Now,
store.
I'm a sweet tea aficionado. That's what I claim. But these 3 sweet teas, you have to pick the right one. Do you drink enough sweet tea to do this, Kamel?
Oh, yes, I love sweet
Okay.
tea.
So our 3 choices are either Milo's, Red Diamond, or Kroger.
I know all of those.
Yes.
Milo's, Red Diamond, or Kroger. So let's go for the green rimmed,
Okay.
green rimmed cup, and everybody
Nice
sip that
cups.
one, and we figure out which one it is. All right, everybody go. I know that one.
I know that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Java, what's your answer?
Red Diamond.
Kamel, what's your answer?
Kroger.
Kroger.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kroger. I don't know if it's right, but let's put the green one off to the
Okay.
side. Okay, everybody grab pink.
All right.
Red Diamond.
Red Diamond. For sure. For sure. For sure.
Now I'm here with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I'm-
Red
I'm,
Diamond.
I'm swapping out. And the first one was Kroger.
Okay, Kroger, Red Diamond, Elliot, yellow.
right.
This has got to be Milo's. Oh my God, I'm off. I don't.
You know what?
I don't know anymore.
I think we messed up. I think the other one was Milo's. Hold on.
I think green and yellow are throwing me.
Yellow is we're all
No,
correct.
we on.
We're
We
all
on.
correct. We all correct.
Nah, we off.
You think so?
It's Kroger.
It's Kroger's
Red
definitely number
Diamond,
one.
and then Milo's.
Kroger is yellow.
We are off. The second one was Milo's.
Yeah.
The third one is Red Diamond.
The first one was Milo's.
Just open up the
way.
the card and see what
way.
see
Okay,
what we are.
okay. We were just thirsty. All right, so here's the answer. Green is Red Diamond.
See, we all off.
The pink one was Kroger,
Really?
Really?
and the yellow one was. We were all off. The
No,
yellow one was
that
Milo's.
pink.
I
with
thought
the
we said the
Kroger.
last one was
Let me
Milo's.
try this one again.
We did say the last one was Milo.
Yeah, we said the last one.
I changed it to Kroger at the last second.
I'm going to pour them all together and just drink them.
Well, that was fun.
This
Did
was
you
lots
like
of
that?
fun. Yes.
Did you like that with your neon cups?
This is awesome.
The pink is Kroger. Oof.
I know, right?
I'm gonna reserve my thoughts.
So if y'all'd like one of those gallons to go, please take them off my hands. Took a lot to get that in here. All right, listen, y'all. It's time for us to take another break, and on the other side, we're talking more sweet tea. It's a final stop in Poplarville, aka Chapel Hartville.
Yes.
To indulge in the South's most iconic beverage at this year's Sweet Mississippi Tea Festival. November 8th and the 9th, you're listening to Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. This is Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. Jermaine Flood in with my traveling partners, Java and Kamel King. We are well hydrated.
I'm full of tea.
Full of tea. Full of
of
tea.
tea.
Let's see if we can make it to the end of this segment without having to leave.
Now that's the real test.
Right.
That's the real test.
Listen, for our final stop of the day, it's none other than Poplarville. We're making a block around it, a.k.a. Chapel Hartville, because you know I love my girls. Plus,
yeah.
They got their heartfelt Christmas album that has now dropped. But we're going to indulge in the South's most iconic beverage at this year's Sweet Mississippi Tea Festival today and tomorrow. And in with us to tell us who has the best sweet tea really in the South is festival chairperson and owner of JD Blueberry and Tea Farm in Poplarville, Don Vanderwerken. And we also have official sweet tea judge and former mayor of Poplarville, Rossie Creel. Did I say that right? Did I say
what a
Rossie
name.
right?
Perfect.
Thank you.
What a name. You were destined to be in the hierarchy of government, sir, with that name.
But the real one, Don Vanderwerken,
Whoa.
he will outwork you.
Whoa. Whoa. We got 2 stars.
Listen, Don and Rossie, thank you both so much for joining us
Don
today.
and Rossie, that's a new wine coming out.
I said the
That's
same
a new
thing.
wine. Hey.
I said that, and I told Lacey. Lacey can vouch.
Really?
Before the
Are you
show,
serious?
I got up out of my seat after I typed their names in, and I said, "Nah, this is an adult beverage."
Yes.
And I walked and I told Lacey, I was like, "Lacey, this is liquor."
Look
at
at
her.
Lacey, look
She's
at-
wrapped
you
in a
are looking
blanket,
crazy.
but she knows. She knows.
Yes, blueberry wine.
Yeah.
Can I get a little glass of that Dawn and Rossi?
Don and Rossie, right? And so
Think about it, fellas.
We are. We're about to get a glass of it right now. Y'all, welcome to the show. Come on in.
Hey, how are y'all doing today?
Just as silly as ever. Thank both of you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes,
So
man.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Sweet Tea Festival and turn it over to Rossie if you don't mind, unless you have some questions you want to ask.
No, Don, go on, baby. We are drinking tea. You go on and get it in, honey.
Well, you know that Poplarville is home of blueberries. We're the blueberry capital of Mississippi, and we grow a lot of blueberries here in Mississippi. We're one of the larger growers in the Mid-South. But we also grow tea here in the South now, and there's a little history behind that. And we can thank one of your own, Felder Rushing, who put the bug in our ears to start growing tea. And in fact, Felder's coming down here, and he's going to be one of the keynote speakers at the Women's Club at the Methodist Church tomorrow.
That's right.
At 2:00. So we're excited. And he's bringing his sweetheart, Susan, with him. So if Felder doesn't do his job, then we're going to put her to work.
And she'll be just as sweet to do it. She will. She really, really will. She will.
So we're having the Sweet Tea Festival in the town green, and the reason why we have the former mayor here, Rossie, is because he was very instrumental of taking a downtown area that was having some struggles and some, quite frankly, blight issues, and he transformed them into this beautiful setting. So I'm going to turn it over to Rossie, and he's going to talk about the town green and also about how he's going to judge the 6 or 7 contestants.
Rossie, I can't wait because we're looking at a photo right now. If you haven't known, every week we live stream to YouTube, but we're looking at a photo right now of people double fisting
young people
teacups. So is there a whole challenge too there?
Oh yeah, you know, it's all about who makes the best sweet tea. I think we've got 7 contestants. Myself, the fire chief, and the police chief are going to judge who makes the best sweet tea in Poplarville and in South Mississippi through those 7 contestants. And it should be a great day, a fun day. I hope there are porta potties or restrooms nearby. 'Cause we're going to drink a lot of sweet tea.
That's what we were just saying.
Yeah. I love a good balanced sweet tea. You know, sometimes you can get sweet tea where it's just like, I'll just need to pour this on my pancakes.
So speaking of, I do have an image for that as well. So the question is it 1 cup of sugar or 2 cups of sugar, Rossie, that you have to use to make the best sweet tea you can? See?
Well, I think I probably grew up on 2 cups of sugar.
Really?
Per glass.
As I've gotten older and watched some family members get diabetes and things like that, I try to cut back on my sugar some. So,
All right.
so I'm more of a 1-cupper now.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you may add a little extra in your personal glass.
Kamel,
It's
do
called
not.
them sugars.
Kamel said 2 cups per glass. No. And my mom used to make a lot of.
No.
No. My mom used to make a lot of Kool-Aid coming up, so we are a 1-cup household.
1 cup in the whole pitcher?
Yes.
Man, that might as well be jail Kool-Aid.
As long as it's.
Oh, who
As
wants
long
to
as
drink
it's
that?
a gallon.
Who wants to drink that?
As long as it's a gallon.
It's already pre-sweetened. No, it's not.
Rossie,
No, it's not.
What makes a good sweet tea other than the sugar content?
Quality tea. You got to have a quality tea. You know, best choice and best value and all of that stuff. That's not what it is. You gotta have quality tea leaves and quality tea to give it that distinct tea flavor. In South Mississippi, Don and Jeff out at J&D Farms, they grow an excellent tea, and it makes for probably one of the better sweet teas on the market.
Don, what all do you need to have in place to grow a really good tea leaf?
Well, I mean, not to go into too much detail, but all tea is a camellia bush. It's a Camellia sinensis, and so camellias grow well here in the South. The deer don't eat it, and they're pretty easy to grow. We're experiencing a drought right now, so the tea looks beautiful out there, quite frankly. So tea is the most widely drank beverage in the world, and part of the reason why we are not we are a big summer tea drinker, but not a hot tea drinking country, is because of a little party they had back in Boston back in 1700s. And
I learned that.
Tea. Yeah, and then so some entrepreneurs started bringing us coffee beans. So that's how we became coffee drinking instead of a tea drinking, hot tea drinking. But along the 1870s, 76 at the World's Fair, iced tea was introduced to the community. And that's how we got sweet tea in our palate. So as Rossie said, tea has to be good quality and it has to be fresh. Tea can be stored for many, many years. I don't recommend that. Most of the tea that we drink here in the U.S. comes from Argentina, of all places.
Wow.
And we can talk ad nauseum about where tea comes from. But most tea that we drink, the Milo's, the Lipton, the Kroger's, it's a blend from, say, Sri Lanka, China, India, etc. So that's why we get those distinct blends. And these are closely held secrets. People do not give their blends out.
Wow.
So our tea is, we do a green and black tea, and ours is more of a woody taste to it, obviously because we're surrounded by woods.
Right.
But April is the best time to pick our tea. So we always pick our tea, and that's the first flush. So you know, when you're playing cards, it says a royal flush. That's where that term comes from tea.
Awesome.
But back to the festival real quick. We've got lots of events going on. Tonight we have movie night, and we have the vendors are setting up. We have over 40, 50 vendors showing up. And then tomorrow, we can't forget the veterans. We're having blueberry pancakes to honor them in front of the famous, important Apple's department store in downtown Poplarville. It's been there forever.
Right.
And after that, we have cornhole contests, and then the high tea, which Felder will be at, speaking about gardening and his travels. And then Rossie he'll end it all with determining who's going to be the best tea in the country, or for our region at least.
Yeah, in the sweet tea contest. So one thing that happens all along this entire thing, right, is they have sweet tea at every event. So family movie night, you could get lemonade, you could get blueberry juice, you could get tea. There's a blueberry pancake breakfast where more than likely there is tea served there as well. And that is, I mean, I could drink it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then there's a cornhole contest as well that y'all are having at 10 a.m. So if you like that, you can do that. And if you're thirsty while you're doing it, of course, you can drink some tea. But I want to talk about last year's sweet tea contest winner. So at 12 p.m. tomorrow, that's when that is jumping off. They'll sample unique and sweet tea creations at various merchants. And then from classic recipes to exciting new twists, each sip is a refreshing delight. So I want to know, one, who was our champion from last year?
You got us.
Like, I can't remember. Was it good tea? That's the question. Was it good tea?
Yeah, Polly Arnold. She's been around forever. She makes also great blueberry lemonade, but she also made a great. She's just up the road here, as we say.
Yeah.
But you know, she's been at it for a while. But Miss Arnold does a beautiful tea, and it was really good. We had, I think, 7 or 8 contestants last year. Not only do we do the tasting of the tea, but Rossie, we do the tea. How many? It's like eating how many hot dogs can you drink, how many glasses of tea you can drink. So those are the 2 things that are going to happen.
Awesome.
That's much more healthier than the hot dog.
What,
contest,
the tea?
The tea drinking.
Oh
contest.
yeah,
Much more
definitely,
healthy.
definitely. You need something.
I
to
can
wash.
sign up for that.
I know. that sounded like it makes my stomach hurt when I think about it. Like hot dogs, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and listen, you know what's really nice about this? I'm a Bridgerton fan, so this high tea is really giving a nod to that show. But this is presented by the Poplarville Women's Club. Felder, like they said, is going to be one of the speakers there. But you can indulge in a charming selection of savory and sweet treats, all perfectly paired with a warm cup of tea. So this one is going to be a warm cup. And contrary to what you might think, the high tea doesn't refer to high class, but rather to tell the tables it's traditionally served on. So instead of short tables, they're served on high tables. And beyond the tea itself, it's an experience that's about sharing stories, laughter, and good company, and of course, sharing your best hat or your best fascinator because they can come in those. But it's all about good company. So this is a great event. I love it. Every time I see it, I mark it and I say, listen, I've got to cover the Mississippi Sweet Tea Festival. You did have a hiatus last year. What do you expect out of this year's event?
Well, we had a little bit of a scare with that hurricane in the Gulf, but that kind of blew away. So we're good with that. But we're expecting about 40, 45 vendors. We're expecting a large crowd. We've got a home game tonight. Poplarville's in the playoffs, so we have some people in town for that. And then tomorrow we have a couple of good football games, and we're going to be showing that on the stage at the same time, along with the bounce for the kids and the cornhole hole and various other things. So, it's going to fill downtown Poplarville, and we got to thank the former mayor here for being instrumental in getting that town green built, because it took a lot to get it done. And this is just an example of community pride in their town. Rossie's a lifelong resident here and has done a lot for the community. So
awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
Awesome.
Stuff like this is the reason that we developed that downtown area and the town green with a grant partnership through Mississippi Development Authority and Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District, where we secure the funds. The administration prior to mine actually secured the funds to purchase the property. And then when my administration came in 2017, we started working toward the development of it. And it has turned out absolutely beautiful. Have a nice, beautiful outdoor stage area there for performances and just whatever you'd like to hold there. And it's perfect for an event like this. And we can't wait to see how it turns out this weekend.
Awesomeness. Where can everybody go to get more information, Rossie?
SMTfest.com.
That's it. The Sweet Mississippi Tea Fest.com.
I didn't study for that test.
It's an easy one. You passed, Rossie. You passed. It's the sweet. I say it wrong. It's sometimes I say Mississippi Sweet Tea Festival. It's actually the Sweet Mississippi Tea Festival that again is happening today, starting tonight, November the 8th through Saturday the 9th, right there in Poplarville, Mississippi. And I thank both of you, Don and Rossie, the best duo name in the world, for coming on today.
Thank y'all so much for having us.
Thank you.
Down to Poplarville this weekend and drink some sweet tea.
Right, and we drinking it right now. Sweet tea for everybody. Cheers. All right, y'all. We've come to the end of another great trip. Thank you all for riding shotgun, and thank today's guests, Moises Espinal, Don Vanderwerken, and Rossie Creel for joining us. To submit an event or find out more information about these and what's happening around your neck of the woods, visit mpbonline.org. Click the community tab to view SIP events or email events@mpbonline.org. Next Stop Mississippi is produced by yours truly. For Java Chapman and Kamel King with Visit Mississippi, I'm Jermaine Flood. It's Southern Remedy for Women up next, and join us next Friday at 10 a.m. for another great trip here on Next Stop Mississippi.